Close your eyes now and let the world outside begin to fade, like the edges of a dream just before sleep takes you. The sounds around you soften, the air grows still, and your breath slows, deep and steady, as if your body already knows the way to this place. This is the amber veil, a chamber woven from light and silence, where time moves differently, where every sensation is gentle, every moment a whisper. Imagine now the walls around you, not made of stone or wood, but of liquid silk, shimmering with a faint golden pulse. They breathe with you, rising and falling in perfect rhythm, as if the room itself is alive, attuned to your presence. The silk is warm to the touch, smooth as water, yet strong enough to hold you, to cradle you in its embrace. And as you watch, the strands shift slightly, adjusting to your shape, your weight, your breath, as if they've been waiting for you all along. The floor beneath you is not hard or cold, but a membrane of warm resin, yielding just enough to support you. It hums faintly underfoot, a vibration so soft it's almost a feeling rather than a sound, like the distant echo of a lullaby. Step onto it, and you'll feel it respond, molding to your feet, your legs, your entire body, as if it's learning the shape of you. It's neither too firm nor too soft, but exactly right, exactly what you need in this moment to let go, to sink deeper. Above you, the ceiling dissolves into a sky of molten honey, thick and golden, swirling in slow, lazy spirals. It doesn't rush, doesn't demand your attention, but simply exists, a quiet presence overhead, like the glow of a setting sun. The light here isn't harsh or bright, but soft, diffused, as if filtered through layers of amber, casting everything in a warm, golden hue. And as you watch, the light shifts ever so slightly, like the slow turning of a kaleidoscope, revealing new patterns, new depths. The air itself is thick with suspended gold, tiny particles of light that drift like pollen in a sunbeam. They catch the breath, slow it, as if the very act of breathing is a meditation, a rhythm to match the pulse of the room. Inhale deeply, and you'll feel the gold settle in your lungs, warm and weightless, filling you with a sense of calm, of safety. Exhale, and the particles drift away, carrying with them any tension, any thought that doesn't belong here, leaving you lighter, freer. This place is yours to shape, yours to explore, as much or as little as you wish. The walls can be as close or as distant as you need them to be. The floor as yielding or as firm. The light as bright or as dim. There is no right or wrong way to be here. No expectations, no demands, only the quiet invitation to let go, to rest. And as you settle in, you'll notice the temperature, neither warm nor cool, but just right, as if the air has been tailored to your exact preference. Listen now to the faintest hum beneath you, a vibration so deep it's almost beyond hearing, like the distant thrum of a planet's heartbeat. This is the sound of the amber veil, a frequency of 40 hertz, a rhythm that syncs with your own, guiding you deeper into stillness. It doesn't shout, doesn't demand, but simply exists, a steady, reassuring presence, like the pulse of a loved one's hand in yours. And as you listen, you'll feel your body respond, your muscles loosening, your breath deepening, your mind quieting, as if every cell is remembering how to rest. Now, let your gaze drift upward to the ceiling of molten honey, where time moves in slow spirals, like smoke curling from a censer. There is no rush here, no need to hurry, no need to do anything but be. The spirals turn lazily, endlessly, each one a little slower than the last, as if time itself is stretching, softening, dissolving into something gentler. And as you watch, you'll feel your own sense of time shift, your thoughts slowing, your body sinking deeper into the warmth of the resin beneath you. Notice now the way the gold particles in the air catch the light, each one a tiny spark, a fleeting moment of brilliance. They drift without purpose, without direction, simply existing, simply being, as if they've always been here, as if they'll always be here. And as you watch them, you'll feel a sense of peace settle over you, a quiet certainty that you, too, can exist this way, without effort, without struggle. Just being, just breathing, just resting, in this place where everything is exactly as it should be. The walls around you pulse faintly, like a slow, steady heartbeat, a rhythm that matches your own. They don't demand your attention, don't pull you away from your rest, but simply remind you that you are held, that you are safe. And as you feel that safety, that warmth, you'll notice your body responding, your muscles relaxing, your breath slowing, your mind quieting, as if every part of you is remembering what it feels like to be at peace, to be still, to be exactly where you need to be. let your awareness drift downward to the resin beneath you, warm and yielding, humming faintly with that deep, steady vibration. It supports you without effort, without judgment, as if it's been waiting for you to arrive, to rest, to let go. And as you sink into it, you'll feel it respond, molding to your shape, cradling you, as if it knows exactly how to hold you, exactly how to comfort you. It's neither too much nor too little, but just right, just enough to make you feel safe, to make you feel at home. The air here is thick with the scent of amber, warm and rich, like the memory of a summer's day. It's not overpowering, not cloying, but subtle, a whisper of fragrance that lingers at the edges of your awareness. And as you breathe it in, you'll feel it settle in your chest, warm and soothing, like the first sip of a favorite tea. It fills you with a sense of comfort, of familiarity, as if you've been here before, as if this place has always been waiting for you. Now let your gaze soften, let your eyes grow heavy, as the golden light above you begins to dim, ever so slightly. It doesn't disappear, doesn't vanish, but simply shifts, softens, like the last glow of a sunset fading into twilight. And as it does, you'll feel your body respond, your muscles relaxing, your breath deepening, your mind quieting, as if the light itself is guiding you into sleep. There is no need to fight it, no need to resist, only the quiet invitation to let go, to sink deeper, to rest. The walls around you continue to pulse, their rhythm slow and steady, like the rise and fall of a sleeping breath. They don't demand your attention, don't pull you away from your rest, but simply exist, a quiet reminder that you are safe, that you are held. And as you feel that safety, that warmth, you'll notice your body responding, your muscles loosening, your breath slowing, your mind quieting, as if every part of you is remembering what it feels like to be at peace, to be still, to be exactly where you need to be. Now, let your awareness drift outward to the edges of the amber veil, where the walls dissolve into a soft, golden haze. 000 ms. There are no sharp edges here, no hard lines, only the gentle blending of light and shadow, of warmth and stillness. And as you watch, you'll feel your own edges soften, your thoughts dissolving into the haze, your body sinking deeper into the resin beneath you, as if you too are becoming part of this place, part of its quiet, its stillness, its peace. The air here is thick with the sound of silence, a deep, resonant stillness that hums with possibility. It's not the absence of sound, but the presence of something deeper, something older, something that has always been here, waiting for you. And as you listen, you'll feel it resonate within you, a vibration that syncs with your own, guiding you deeper into rest. As if the silence itself is a lullaby, a song without words, a rhythm without time. Now let your breath slow, let your body sink, let your mind drift, as the amber veil wraps around you like a blanket of light. There is no need to do anything, no need to be anywhere else, no need to think, to plan, to worry. Only the quiet invitation to rest, to let go, to sink deeper into the warmth, the stillness, the peace. And as you do, you'll feel the resin beneath you respond, cradling you, holding you, as if it's been waiting for this moment, for you to arrive, to rest, to sleep. The walls around you pulse faintly, their rhythm slow and steady, like the rise and fall of a sleeping breath. They don't demand your attention, don't pull you away from your rest, but simply exist, a quiet reminder that you are safe, that you are held. And as you feel that safety, that warmth, you'll notice your body responding, your muscles relaxing, your breath slowing, your mind quieting, as if every part of you is remembering what it feels like to be at peace, to be still, to be exactly where you need to be. Now let your gaze drift upward once more to the ceiling of molten honey, where time moves in slow spirals, like smoke curling from a censer. There is no rush here, no need to hurry, no need to do anything but be. The spirals turn lazily, endlessly, each one a little slower than the last, as if time itself is stretching, softening, dissolving into something gentler. And as you watch, you'll feel your own sense of time shift, your thoughts slowing, your body sinking deeper into the warmth of the resin beneath you. The walls around you continue to pulse, their rhythm slow and steady, like the rise and fall of a sleeping breath. They don't demand your attention, don't pull you away from your rest, but simply exist, a quiet reminder that you are safe, that you are held. And as you feel that safety, that warmth, you'll notice your body responding, your muscles relaxing, your breath slowing, your mind quieting, as if every part of you is remembering what it feels like to be at peace, to be still, to be exactly where you need to be. Now let your awareness drift outward to to the edges of the amber veil, where the walls dissolve into a soft, golden haze. 2. Close your eyes now and let the world outside dissolve like sugar in warm tea. The air around you thickens, not with heaviness, but with a velvety presence that presses gently against your skin, as if the atmosphere itself has learned the shape of your body. This is the weight of humidity, not damp, not cloying, but saturated, so rich it carries the scent of golden pollen, of resin warmed by sunlight, of time suspended in amber. You don't breathe it in so much as wear it, like a second skin made of warm mist, clinging just enough to remind you that you are here, now, in this moment that stretches like honey poured over stone. The amber veil unfolds around you, not as walls or ceilings, but as a living membrane of light and liquid silk. The first thing you notice is the gold, not the harsh gleam of metal, but the soft glow of particles suspended in the air, drifting like dust motes in a sunbeam, catching the light just enough to make the air itself visible. Each particle is a tiny world, a fleck of time frozen mid-fall. And as you watch, one brushes against your cheek, cool and weightless, like the touch of a feather dipped in liquid sunlight. You don't flinch, you lean into it, because this is not an intrusion, but an invitation, a whisper from the air itself, saying, stay, linger, let this moment hold you. The floor beneath you is not stone or wood, but something softer, something that yields just enough to cradle your weight without letting you sink. It hums faintly underfoot, a vibration so low it's more felt than heard, like the purr of a cat stretched out in sunlight, or the distant thrum of a cello's deepest string. Press your palm against it, and the resin, warm, pliable, molds itself to your hand. Not sticky, not slick, but alive, as if the floor is breathing in time with you. The texture is somewhere between silk and wax, smooth in some places, faintly ridged in others, like the grain of wood seen through a magnifying glass. Each ridge a story, each smooth patch a sigh. And as you shift your weight, the floor responds, not with resistance, but with a gentle give, as if it's been waiting for you to settle, to find the exact spot where your body feels most at home. Above you, the ceiling dissolves into a sky of molten honey, not blue, not white, but a slow, swirling gold, thick and luminous, like the last light of sunset trapped in amber. It doesn't hang overhead, it floats, just out of reach, pulsing faintly, as if it's breathing too, in and out, in time with the hum beneath your feet. Watch closely, and you'll see patterns forming in the gold, not shapes, not images, but movements, slow spirals, like smoke from a censer, curling and uncurling, never repeating, never rushing. The air here is neither warm nor cool, but just right, as if it's been tailored to the exact preference of your skin, your lungs, your bones, as if the veil itself has been waiting for you to arrive so it could adjust itself to your presence. And as you breathe, the gold in the air shimmers, not brighter, not dimmer, but deeper, as if each inhale pulls the light a little closer, a little more intimate. Now let your gaze drift to the walls, if they can even be called walls, for they are not solid, not fixed, but woven from strands of liquid silk, shimmering with the faintest pulse. Each strand is thinner than a spider's thread, yet stronger than steel, humming with a resonance that matches the floor beneath you, the air around you, the gold above you. Reach out, and the strands part before your fingers, not with resistance, but with a soft sigh, as if they've been waiting for your touch, as if they've known all along that you would come. The silk is cool to the touch, not cold, but refreshingly so, like the first sip of water after a long, slow walk. And as your fingers brush against it, the strands ripple outward, sending tiny waves through the veil, as if the entire chamber is breathing with you. And in the spaces between the strands, you see glimpses of something beyond, not darkness, not emptiness, but a deeper gold, a richer amber, as if the veil is not a boundary, but a threshold. Now let yourself sink deeper into this moment, into the weight of humidity, into the amber veil. The resonance, the anchor, begins to fill the space around you, not as sound, but as a presence, a vibration that settles into your bones, your blood, your breath. It's not loud, not intrusive, but deep, like the lowest note of a piano played so softly, it's more felt than heard, resonating in the hollows of your chest, the arches of your feet, the spaces between your ribs. The frequency is 432 hertz, but you don't need to know that. You only need to feel it, like the slow unraveling of a knot you didn't know you were carrying, like the first deep breath after holding it for too long. And as the resonance settles, the veil responds, the gold in the air growing brighter, the silk walls pulsing in time, the floor humming just a little louder, as if the entire chamber is leaning in, listening. Now let your attention drift a single particle of gold suspended in the air before you. It's not just a fleck of light. It's a world, a tiny, perfect world, catching the glow of the veil and refracting it into 1,000 softer hues. Watch as it drifts, not in a straight line, but in slow spirals, as if it's dancing to the rhythm of the resonance, as if it's moving in time with your breath. Reach out, and it doesn't scatter, it waits, hovering just beyond your fingertips, as if it's curious, as if it wants to be touched, to be held, to be known. And when your finger finally brushes against it, the particle doesn't vanish, it melts, dissolving into the air like a snowflake on warm skin, leaving behind a faint, golden afterglow, a trace of its presence, a whisper of its journey. Now let your gaze soften, let your focus widen, and you'll see that the particle was never alone. The air is filled with them, thousands, millions, each one a tiny world, each one drifting, dancing, waiting. And as you watch, the particles begin to move in unison, not in a rush, not in a flurry, but in slow, sweeping patterns, like schools of fish in a sunlit sea, like leaves drifting on a gentle current. The patterns shift and change, never repeating, never hurrying. And as you breathe, you realize that you're part of them now, that your breath is the current, your heartbeat the rhythm, your presence the anchor that holds them in place. And the resonance, the hum, grows deeper, richer, as if it's not just filling the veil, but filling you, settling into the spaces between your thoughts, your memories, your dreams. Now let your body relax into the floor. Let the resin cradle you. Let the weight of humidity hold you. The hum beneath you grows warmer, more insistent, not demanding, but inviting, like the steady pull of a tide, like the slow, deep breath of the earth itself. Feel how the floor molds itself to your shape, not just your weight, but the shape of your stillness, the contours of your rest, as if it's been waiting for this moment, for you to finally let go. And as you sink deeper, the silk walls ripple again, not in response to your touch, but to your presence, as if they are wrapping around you, not to confine, but to comfort, to remind you that you are held, that you are safe, that you are home. The gold in the air grows brighter, not with light, but with depth, as if the veil is not just around you, but within you, as if the resonance has found its way into your bones, your blood, your breath. Now let your mind drift to the ceiling, to the sky of molten honey, and watch as the gold begins to swirl, not in spirals, but in slow, sweeping arcs, like the arms of a dancer moving through water. The arcs grow wider, deeper, until they're not just above you, but around you, as if the ceiling has dissolved, as if the veil has opened itself to something vast, something endless. And as the arcs shift, you see glimpses of what lies beyond, not a void, not an abyss, but a landscape, a world of gold and amber, of silk and resin, stretching out in all directions, infinite and intimate. The resonance, the anchor, grows deeper still, not louder, but richer, like the slow, steady beat of a drum, like the hum of a choir singing in a language you don't know, but understand anyway. And as you watch, the landscape begins to take shape, not as a place you see, but as a place you feel, like the memory of a dream you've always known. Now let yourself be drawn into that landscape, not by walking, not by moving, but by expanding, by letting the veil unfold within you. The floor beneath you stretches, not into distance, but into depth, as if the resin is not just beneath your body, but beneath your awareness, cradling not just your weight, but your thoughts, your breath, your stillness. The silk walls ripple outward, not as boundaries, but as invitations, as if they're saying, "Come, see, stay," as if they've been waiting for you to realize that the veil is not a place, but a state, a way of being. And the gold in the air, it's not just around you anymore, but within you, filling your lungs with every breath, settling into your bones with every heartbeat, humming in your blood with every pulse. The resonance, the hum, is no longer something you hear, but something you are, like the slow, steady beat of your own heart, like the quiet, endless rhythm of your breath. Now let your awareness settle into the center of this world, not as an observer, but as its heart. The landscape around you shifts, not with movement, but with meaning, as if the gold and silk and resin are arranging themselves around you, not to surround, but to honor, to remind you that you are not just in the veil, but of it. And in the center of this world, there is a chair, not a throne, not a seat of power, but a simple, yielding chair, woven from the same silk as the walls, humming with the same resonance as the floor. It's not grand, not imposing, but perfect, as if it's been waiting for you all along, as if it's been shaped by the exact contours of your body, your breath, your stillness. And as you settle into it, the chair doesn't creak, doesn't shift. It welcomes like a sigh, like a breath, like the first moment of rest after a long, slow journey. The chair is warm, not with heat, but with presence, as if it's been holding this space for you, as if it's been waiting for you to arrive so it could finally relax into its purpose. The silk of the chair is softer than anything you've ever felt, not just smooth, but alive, as if it's woven from the same fabric as your dreams, as if it remembers every shape your body has ever taken. And as you sink deeper into it, the chair molds itself to you, not just your weight, but the weight of your stillness, the contours of your rest, as if it's been waiting for this moment, for you to finally let go. The resonance, the hum, grows deeper still, not as sound, but as feeling, like the slow, steady beat of a drum, like the quiet, endless rhythm of your breath, like the hum of the veil itself, settling into your bones. And as you breathe, the gold in the air grows brighter, not with light, but with depth, as if the veil is not just around you, but within you, as if the resonance has found its way into every cell, every thought, every dream. Now let your gaze drift to the horizon, not a line, not an edge, but a slow, golden curve, like the rim of a bowl filled with honey and light. The curve is not distant, not unreachable, but intimate, as if it's not a boundary, but an invitation, a reminder that the veil is not a place you visit, but a place you return to. And as you watch, the curve begins to shift, not with movement, but with meaning, as if the landscape is unfolding itself to you, revealing not just its beauty, but its truth, that this is not a dream, not a fantasy, but a deeper layer of reality, a place where time moves like honey, where breath is a rhythm, where stillness is a language. The resonance, the anchor, grows deeper still, not as sound, but as knowing, as if the hum is not just in the air, but in your bones, in your blood, in the quiet spaces between your thoughts. And as you breathe, the gold in the air grows richer. The silk walls ripple with warmth. The floor hums with a deeper, slower pulse, as if the veil is not just holding you, but remembering you, as if it's been waiting for this moment, for you to finally arrive. Now let your body relax completely. Let your breath slow. Let your thoughts drift like the gold in the air, weightless, effortless, free. The chair beneath you is no longer just a chair, but a cradle, a place of rest, a sanctuary where time doesn't rush, where breath doesn't hurry, where stillness is not absence, but presence. The resonance, the hum, fills you now, not as something you hear, but as something you are, like the slow, steady beat of your heart, like the quiet, endless rhythm of your breath, like the deep, golden pulse of the veil itself. And as you sink deeper, the gold in the air grows brighter, not with light, but with depth, as if the veil is not just around you, but within you, as if the resonance has woven itself into your bones, your blood, your breath. The silk walls ripple with warmth. The floor hums with a deeper, slower pulse, and the chair beneath you molds itself to the exact shape of your rest, as if it's been waiting for this moment, for you to finally let go. Now let your awareness drift, not outward, but inward into the quiet spaces between your thoughts, into the slow, steady rhythm of your breath. The resonance, the anchor, is no longer something you hear, but something you feel, like the slow, deep pull of a tide, like the quiet, endless hum of the earth itself. And as you breathe, the gold in the air grows richer. The silk walls ripple with warmth. The floor hums with a deeper, slower pulse, as if the veil is not just holding you, but remembering you, as if it's been waiting for this moment for you to finally arrive. Your body is heavy now, not with weight, but with rest, with the deep, golden stillness of the veil, with the slow, steady rhythm of the resonance, with the quiet, endless pulse. You are already here, not arriving, not moving, but simply knowing that the place you have always been searching for has been holding you since before you began. The air is thick with the sound of 40 hertz, a deep pulsing hum, not heard with ears, but felt in the bones, a steady, rhythmic vibration, like the slow, even beat of a heart. Not your heart, but the heart of the world itself. Each pulse sends a wave through your body, a gentle, rolling tide that lifts you slightly, then lowers you back down, as if you are floating on the surface of an endless, warm ocean. Your feet are bare. The ground beneath them is soft, not sand, not grass, but something in between. A velvety layer of tiny, cool particles, each one smooth and round, like polished river stones, but so small they slip between your toes, caressing the skin with a whisper of touch. The sensation is not just on the surface. It travels up your legs, a slow, creeping warmth, like sunlight breaking through morning mist. You do not need to look down to know. that the ground is shifting, not moving beneath you, but responding to you, as if it recognizes your weight, your presence, your breath, and it rises to meet you, just enough to cradle your feet, like a mother lifting a child. The light here is soft, not the harsh glare of midday, not the dimness of twilight, but a luminous golden haze, as if the sun is shining through a veil of fine silk. It does not cast sharp shadows, only gentle gradients of warmth. The air itself seems to glow, not with brightness, but with a quiet radiance, like the last embers of a fire, still holding their heat, but no longer burning. Your skin drinks in this light, not with hunger, but with gratitude, as if it has been waiting for this warmth, this gentle golden touch, for a very long time. And now it sighs, a slow, contented exhale, as the light settles into your bones. There is a sound, not the 40 hertz hum, but something softer, a melody woven into the air, like the distant chime of wind through crystal, or the faintest echo of a song you cannot quite remember, but it feels familiar, like a lullaby sung in childhood. The notes do not demand attention. They simply exist, floating in the golden haze, like motes of dust caught in sunlight. You do not try to follow the melody. You do not strain to hear it. You simply let it wash over you, like the tide of the 40 hertz pulse, each note landing softly, like a feather brushing against your skin. And with each note, you feel a little more at ease, a little more at home. Your breath is slow, so slow it feels like it is not yours, but borrowed from the world around you. Each inhale is a long, deep draw, like sipping cool water from a still pool. The air fills your lungs, not with effort, but with ease, as if the world is breathing you. You feel the rise of your chest, the gentle expansion of your ribs, the way your shoulders soften as the breath moves deeper into the lower belly, where it pools like warm honey, thick and sweet. Each exhale is a slow release, like mist rising from a quiet lake, dissolving into the golden air. You are not alone, but you do not see anyone. You feel a presence, not as a shape or a form, but as a shift in the air, a subtle change in pressure, like the moment before a storm, when the world holds its breath. But this is not tension. This is peace. The presence is warm, like sunlight on your back, but not from behind, from within, as if something inside you has finally woken up and is stretching slowly, luxuriously, like a cat in a sunbeam. You realize this presence is not separate from you. It is not an other. It is the part of you that has always known this place, that has always belonged here. It is the quiet voice that whispers in the stillness, the one you have ignored or forgotten. But now it is speaking, not with words, but with sensation. It hums in your chest, a low, resonant vibration, like the purr of a contented animal. It radiates warmth, not heat, but comfort, like the weight of a heavy blanket draped over your shoulders, pulling you deeper into this moment. The ground beneath you shifts again, not in a way that unsettles, but in a way that invites, as if it is asking you to sit, to let your weight settle, to let go. You do not resist. You lower yourself slowly, not collapsing, but unfolding. Your legs bend. The cool, velvety particles rise to meet your palms, not cold, but refreshing, like dipping your hands into a mountain stream. The sensation travels up your arms, a slow, tingling wave, as if the ground is welcoming you, as if it has been waiting for this moment. You are sitting now, but it does not feel like sitting. It feels like being held. The ground cradles you, not just beneath your body, but around you, as if you are nestled in a vast, soft embrace. Your breath deepens, each inhale drawing in the golden light, each exhale releasing anything that is not peace. The melody in the air grows clearer, not louder, but more present, as if it is weaving itself into your bones. The 40 hertz pulse hums in harmony, a steady, reassuring rhythm, like the slow, even beat of a drum. You notice something, not with your eyes, but with your skin, a faint, cool breeze brushing against your cheek, like the touch of a feather. It carries a scent, not strong, but unmistakable, like the first breath of spring. The breeze shifts. Now it is at your temple, cool and gentle, as if someone is breathing softly beside you. Not in your ear, but near enough to feel the warmth of their presence. You do not turn to look. You do not need to. You know this presence. It is alone hollow, not as a person, not as a shape, but as a force, a benevolent current flowing through this place, like the tide of the 40 hertz pulse. She is the golden light, the soft melody, the cool breeze, the velvety ground. She is the quiet voice inside you, the one that has always known, the one that has been waiting. And now she is here, not to take you somewhere, but to remind you. You feel a pull, not a demand, not a command, but an invitation, a gentle tugging at your awareness, as if something is calling you deeper, not forward, not backward, but inward, into the quiet spaces between your thoughts. You do not resist. You let your awareness drift, like a leaf on a slow moving river. The golden light grows brighter, not with intensity, but with depth, as if it is seeping into you, filling the spaces between your cells. The melody shifts, becoming richer, more layered, as if it is unfolding, like petals in the morning sun. You realize you are not just sitting on the ground. You are becoming part of it. The velvety particles are not just beneath you. They are merging with your skin, not in a way that overwhelms, but in a way that comforts, like the way water absorbs into thirsty earth, slowly, inevitably. Your breath slows further, each inhale drawing in the golden light, each exhale releasing the last traces of anything that is not this moment. The 40 hertz pulse hums deeper, vibrating through your bones like the resonance of a tuning fork, aligning you, settling you into perfect stillness. You notice a shape, not with your eyes, but with your awareness. A faint, glowing outline, like the afterimage of a candle flame, floating just beyond your field of vision. It is not solid, not fixed, but fluid, like a ripple on the surface of water. You do not reach for it. You do not strain to see. You simply let your awareness soften, as if you are melting into the golden light, and the shape becomes clearer. And now, the edges of the room begin to soften, like the first light of dawn touching the horizon. So gentle, so slow, that you might not even notice it happening. The colors around you, they melt, like warm honey poured over golden light, blending, swirling, dissolving into something deeper, something richer, something that feels like coming home. You don't need to hold onto anything now. Not the shapes, not the sounds, not even the thoughts that drift through your mind like leaves on a quiet stream. They're just passing through, carried by the current of this moment, this perfect, endless moment. The images fade, but the feeling remains, like the warmth of a fire after the flames have settled into glowing embers. You don't need to see the fire to know it's there. You don't need to watch the embers to feel their heat. The same is true for this peace, this stillness, this deep, unshakable knowing. It doesn't disappear when the words stop. It doesn't fade when the sounds grow quiet. It stays with you, like the hum of the earth beneath your feet, like the steady rhythm of your own breath. Always there, always waiting, always ready to hold you. And the resonance, that gentle, endless hum, it doesn't stop when the words do. It continues its work, deep within you, where the healing happens without effort, without thought, without even a whisper of resistance. Your body knows what to do with this. It knows how to let go, how to sink deeper, how to rest in the safety of this moment. Trust it. Trust the quiet. Trust the stillness. Trust the way your muscles soften, the way your mind drifts, the way your breath slows. All of it unfolding exactly as it should. This peace, it isn't something you have to chase, or earn, or fight for. It's already yours, like the air you breathe, like the ground beneath you, like the quiet spaces between your thoughts. And whenever you need it, whenever you want to return to this feeling, it will be waiting. Not because you have to, but because you can, because it's always been here. Like a favorite blanket, soft, familiar, comforting. Like a door that's always unlocked, always open, always welcoming you back. You don't have to remember the words, or the sounds, or even the way this moment feels, because your body remembers for you. Your heart remembers for you, the deepest part of you, the part that knows how to rest, how to heal, how to simply be. That part, it never forgets. And so, as the words grow softer, as the sounds fade into silence, you can let go. Let go of the need to listen. Let go of the need to stay awake. Let go of the need to do anything at all. Because you're already exactly where you need to be. The room around you, it dissolves into warmth, into comfort, into a darkness that isn't empty, but full. Full of quiet, full of safety, full of the kind of stillness that cradles you like a lullaby. You don't need to see anything now. You don't need to do anything now. The healing continues, even in the silence, even in the stillness, even in the spaces between the breaths. And it will keep going, long after the words have stopped. Because this is where the real work happens. And so, as you drift deeper, as the world around you softens into nothing but this feeling, you can let the last of the thoughts slip away, like leaves carried downstream. You can let the last of the tension dissolve, like salt in warm water. You can let the last of the resistance fade, like mist in the morning sun. Because you're safe here, you're held here, you're exactly where you need to be, and nothing else matters. This peace, it's yours to keep, yours to return to, yours to sink into whenever you need it. It doesn't belong to the words, or the sounds, or even this moment. It belongs to you. And so, as the last of the sounds fade into silence, you can let go. Let go of the need to hold on. Let go of the need to stay awake. Let go of the need to do anything at all. Because you're already home. The resonance hums softly, deep within you, like the distant song of the ocean. It doesn't need your attention. It doesn't need your effort. It simply is. And it will continue long after the words have stopped, long long after the sounds have faded. Because this is where the healing lives, in the quiet, in the stillness, in the spaces between. And you are safe here. So safe. And now, as the last of the thoughts drift away, as the last of the tension melts into the warmth, you can let your eyes grow heavy. Let your body grow still. Let your mind grow quiet. Because you don't need to do anything now. You don't need to be anywhere else. You can simply rest. Rest in the safety of this moment. Rest in the comfort of this stillness. Rest in the knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. And nothing else matters. The room around you, it fades into nothing but warmth, into nothing but comfort, into nothing but this deep, endless peace. And you don't need to hold onto anything, not the sounds, not the thoughts, not even the feeling of your own body. Because you are held, you are safe, you are exactly where you need to be. And the resonance, it continues deep within you, like the steady beat of your own heart. Always there, always waiting, always ready to guide you back. Whenever you need it. And so, as the last of the words fade into silence, as the last of the sounds dissolve into stillness, you can let go. Let go of the need to listen. Let go of the need to stay awake. Let go of the need to do anything at all. Because you're already home. Home in this moment. Home in this peace. Home in the quiet knowing that you are safe. And nothing else matters. The darkness around you, it isn't empty, it's full. Full of warmth, full of comfort, full of the kind of stillness that cradles you like a lullaby. And you don't need to see anything now. You don't need to do anything now. You can simply rest. Rest in the safety of this moment. Rest in the comfort of this stillness. Rest in the knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. And the healing continues. And so, as the last of the thoughts drift away, as the last of the tension melts into the warmth, you can let your eyes grow heavy. Let your body grow still. Let your mind grow quiet. Because you don't need to do anything now. You don't need to be anywhere else. You can simply let go. Let go of the need to hold on. Let go of the need to stay awake. Let go of the need to do anything at all. Because you're already home. The resonance hums softly, deep within you, like the distant song of the earth. It doesn't need your attention. It doesn't need your effort. It simply is. And it will continue long after the words have stopped, long after the sounds have faded. Because this is where the healing lives, in the quiet, in the stillness, in the spaces between. And you are safe here. So safe. And now, as the last of the sounds fade into silence, as the last of the thoughts dissolve into stillness, you can let go. Let go of the need to listen. Let go of the need to stay awake. Let go of the need to do anything at all. Because you're already exactly where you need to be. Held in this moment. Held in this peace. Held in the quiet knowing that you are safe. And nothing else matters. The room around you, it dissolves into warmth, into comfort, into a darkness that isn't empty, but full. Full of quiet, full of safety, full of the kind of stillness that cradles you like a lullaby. And you don't need to see anything now. You don't need to do anything now. The healing continues, even in the silence, even in the stillness, even in the spaces between the breaths. And it will keep going, long after the words have stopped. Because this is where the real work happens. The resonance hums softly, deep within you, like the distant song of the ocean. It doesn't need your attention. It doesn't need your effort. It simply is. And it will continue long after the words have stopped, long after the sounds have faded. Because this is where the healing lives, in the quiet, in the stillness, in the spaces between. And you are safe here. So safe. Sleep now. Drift softly. The light stays with you.